The official story of fluoride in dentistry goes back to 1901 with Frederick McKay, a young dentist in Colorado Springs. He discovered unsightly brown stains on people's teeth and observed that they seemed unusually resistant to tooth decay. Over many years of arduous research, McKay and others concluded that the brown stains were caused by excess fluoride in water supplies, but that the fluoride might have somehow conferred resistance to decay upon those people's teeth.
Let's stop and take a look at the early history of fluoride as McKay's concept spread, and so did the uses of fluoride. 1886, elemental fluorine was isolated by chemist Henri Moissan, and then industry began experimenting with fluorine compounds. 1930s, high levels of fluoride occurring naturally in water were linked to dental fluorosis as discovered and purported by Frederick McKay, DDS. 1942 to 1945, uranium fluoride and thorium fluoride were used in atomic bomb production. 1942, H. Trenley Dean, DDS, suggested that lower levels of fluoride may result in lower rates of dental caries. 1944, a journal of the American Dental Association, editorial and other authorities offered warnings about fluoride dangers. 1945, Grand Rapids, Michigan was the first city to be artificially fluoridated for dental purposes, even though the experiment was never completed with the Muskegon, Michigan control group.
This interesting hypothesis was seized upon in the years just after World War II by a confluence of fluoride-polluting industries. Armed with financial, legal, and political power, they co-opted the altruistic motives of the dental community to create an incredibly well-funded and aggressive drive to fluoridate community water supplies across the United States. They insisted that fluoride exposure was safe and non-toxic, even beneficial.
I'd like to ask a question. Won't the water taste funny?
Fluoride will add neither taste nor odor to the water.
What will it do to my clothes when I wash them?
Madam, fluoride will not color water, nor will it harden it or soften it.
Well, now tell me this. How is it going to affect my liver?
Anyone who disagreed with this policy was denigrated. Academics who objected found their reputation smeared and research funding dried up. Doctors and dentists who had doubts were labeled as quacks, deviants, or even communists by their peers. Nonetheless, evidence of problems with the concept of water fluoridation has continued to mount, and thoughtful observers have continued to press the case that water fluoridation is at best ineffective and at worst a serious hazard to health.
While this malfeasance was occurring, the use of fluoride spread even further, as we can document by continuing our brief history of fluoride. Circa 1950s, fluoride supplements were introduced and prescribed. Perfluorinated chemicals were introduced for surface protection in certain products. 1960, fluoridation of drinking water for alleged dental benefits had spread to over 50 million people in the United States. 1960s, fluoridated toothpaste was introduced. Glass ionomer cement was invented. 1970s, fluoride sealants were introduced. 1980s, fluoroquinolones, which is a type of antibiotic, were introduced. 2016, more than 211 million U.S. people, that's over 72%, are known to be drinking fluoridated water versus only 3% of Western Europeans. Our timeline shows us that fluoride has continued to be used in more and more capacities, even though there have been serious concerns raised about its safety. Part of the reason for this is that what could be classified as propaganda has been used to help convince people of fluoride's safety. However, science has continued to offer mounting, undeniable evidence of the risk fluoride poses to environmental and public health.